Hey guys and girls, Poker Thinking here back with another video. And the theme of today's video is Post Malone has bought the one of one ring. $2 million is supposedly the price tag. I've heard $2 million, 2.6 million, but we know that it's probably at least 2 million. 2.6 million isn't out of the realm of possibility. But obviously it's extremely highly price tag for any card game. But specifically for one card, it's absolutely mental. It was always going to go to Post Malone, let's be honest. I think anybody that knows anything really about TCGs that was following the news of this knew that Post Malone was probably going to be the most likely person that would actually pay up for it. So it obviously got pulled, it got graded, it came back a PSA 9. We're not here to talk about why it didn't get graded by PGS and it got sent to PSA. But let's have a little look at this article. There's many articles. Wall Street Journal's got it, IGN, everywhere. But the Brooke Tafton actually posted it up on his socials. That's how everyone saw it. He put this up on his Twitter and Instagram page, saying that this was a dream come true to meet him. And it was, a moment out of a fairy tale, and this is going to change his life. Of course, if whether it was 2 million or 2.6, that's a lot of money. That's a life changing amount, and that's just absolutely amazing. And obviously, this is somebody who has been in Magic the Gathering for years. He's been playing it, collecting it, etc. We'll probably get an official sale figure at some point very soon. But the article does state that the previous record was held by a $540,000 Black Lotus. I do believe that there was a signed Christopher Rush Black Lotus that was a lot more than that. I think it was around 800 to 900,000. But this could be for like an unaltered card. Essentially, was Black Lotus before. So this is probably the biggest. This is the biggest like hype for a card that we've ever had. Honestly, in set releases, specifically like across all TCGs. I spoke about this many times on my socials. We did talk about this on YouTube as well. Many people have said this, but the hype to this set was massive. And although the card was pulled quite early on, some were saying it was pulled on early as the first weekend, or even potentially pre-releases. But regardless, it's an absolutely mental card. This has absolutely surpassed any English set release for any card game ever. Like if I go back to looking at sales of Pokemon, the most expensive Pokemon card is the Illustrator, but that's Japanese promo. So the most expensive English set release is the first edition base set Charizard, and that is nowhere near. Honestly, I know the price has dropped on that a lot since the boom. There are other cards in Pokemon, like some of the Gold Stars, like the Rayquaza, etc., that are extremely expensive, and some of the early on Wizard of the Coast first edition stuff, but nothing comes to the level of this card. And the fact that this card is only a couple of months old, it's a 2023 release. It's the only things that can really rival this, honestly, are some of the sports cards. I know some of the sports cards that have been coming out recently where they got like triple autographs and stuff like that, and patches and stuff, have been expensive. They were in the limelight with golden auctions and stuff, but this is absolutely fantastic. I think if this card wasn't purchased by Post Malone and it was at any point put up for auction, I feel like Golden probably would have been the company that would have done that. I know we spoke about that on the podcast before, but this is absolutely mental, this news, honestly. You just have to look on Google and it's just everywhere. There is obviously videos about them meeting, but this is just, it's everywhere now. Everyone's talking about it. It's just massive, honestly, for trading cards. I think this moment is a really big moment for trading cards. It proves that the scale and the value of cards can be, especially for those of people that maybe aren't exposed to cards. I think Post Malone's his reach is absolutely massive. It's global, and I think every time a moment like this happens, the exposure to not just Magic the Gathering but to trading cards in general is massive, and it really does help these games grow. It helps markets move. we had it happen with trading cards in 2020, but most specifically Pokemon. So there could be a domino effect after this. I think people could be seeing Post Malone post it on his socials perhaps and go, oh, that looks really amazing. I think there's probably a lot of people that got into this set because it was a Lord of the Rings set because of the One Ring. That might not have ever purchased was the Magic the Gathering stuff before or any trading cards. I know people that hadn't actually bought any trading cards ever before, and they saw this and they thought, I want to get involved in this. So absolutely monumental sale here, and it's just a quick video to kind of sort of go through it. I think he might actually, in fact, get this graded with BGS. I'd be intrigued to see if he does, just because I know it's 1 of 1, so the grade doesn't actually really matter too much. But I think with BGS, it will look a lot nicer in the BGS slab as opposed to PSA. And I know he's got other BGS slabs, so potentially we see it get either reholded or cracked and graded with BGS. I don't know if the offer is still there with BGS that they offered for the One Ring, but I certainly would prefer to have that specific that unique slab that they offered for this card. But thanks all for watching. Please comment and subscribe as always, and have a great day.